The phrase goes, everything is an Xbox nowadays. But what if the Switch 2 was an Xbox? I know that sounds pretty crazy, but let's break that all down. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. It's been well cataloged that Xbox is making a strong push to get their games on as many platforms as humanly possible. This move is a direct result of the current gaming landscape, which, if you know what's going on in gaming, you know it's not all that great. But the prospect of Xbox putting some of their major titles on a platform like the Nintendo Switch 2 will have the higher-ups over at Microsoft chomping at the bit. This is mainly because there was a glaring absence on the Switch 2 generation. But that now leaves Xbox with a whole untapped well of fans who might not have ever touched an Xbox game in their life. And when we think about those more niche titles for Xbox and the ones they do have under their belt, there's a lot to get excited for. Now, this ties into a rumor today that is coming to us from Nash Weedle, which again, I want to stress the point that this is just a rumor, so believe what you like. But according to him, Xbox is currently targeting 2 games that will mesh really well with Nintendo audiences. Now, that leaves my mind to really wander when I think about Xbox games and the ones they own, especially ones that will go over well with Nintendo fans. Of course, we can go through the long lineage of Xbox titles, new and old, but I want to cherry pick a few out here that'll be prime candidates for such a thing. Of course, I would be remiss if I'm not eyeballing games like Banjo, Crash Bandicoot, and potentially, here's a wild pull, let's get Viva Pinata back. And again, games like Banjo do have legacy on Nintendo platforms, and we all know Nintendo fans do love themselves platformers. But I really want to get out of the current mold and experiment a little bit with titles I think aren't being discussed enough. So first up, it's gonna be one of the first games I ever owned for the Xbox 360, and that's Cameo. Now, I know many people might not even know who or what Cameo is, but it is one of those older Rare games. And if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and look up some gameplay for it, and tell me this won't go over well at Nintendo fans. Second, I do think this might be a little bit of cheating on my part, but I do think Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts might be worth the watch. I know, when we talk about Banjo games, this game is often shoved to the back of the line and out of sight, mainly because Banjo fans really didn't take to it as much. But me personally, I did enjoy my time with it, albeit it wasn't a mind-blowing experience, but I do think it's one that goes under the radar. And to link this, no pun intended, to a current Nintendo title like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, with its many vehicle assembly mechanics and God Hand-like abilities, I hate to say it, but Banjo-Kazooie kinda did it first. But overall, I think it's funny to look back on Xbox acquiring Rare, and thinking that if it didn't go down how it did, how would the company look today? Would games like Cameo or even Nuts and Bolts do better on a Nintendo platform? But as for the modern era and the timeline we are living in now, Xbox has a very rare, again, no pun intended, opportunity to revive these long dormant franchises, especially on a platform where they will no doubt find success and potentially a cult-like following. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to you guys. What games do you think Xbox could be cooking up for the Switch 2? Let me know in the comments down below. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.